Hello everyone, here's Savita. Good morning. It's overcast today but really warm. There's a little breeze and it's around 9 o'clock in the morning and I have to do some errands today. It's Saturday morning and I thought I could show you a part of the garden before I go. So please join me. I have two roses here next to each other. The yellow one, which was gifted to me by a friend, so I don't know what name it has. And to the left is the rose named after a famous painter, Paul Gauguin. The back of the yellow rose is a tall growing shrub or plant. It's the mullein. And under the mullein are a lot of strawberries. Those are the ones that I planted many years ago. To the back of the Paul Gauguin rose is the yellow flowering tree peony. And I sometimes gather the petals, dry them, and mix it with my tea. So this is really the yellow, orange, cream white color palette. But I also have a lavender, so there are tints of purple in between. And I just saw that there's a self-seeded bellflower growing in between the fennels. So I'll just leave them there. They fit together. And this one is a shrubby plant in orange that just started blossoming. Next to the Paul Gauguin rose is the gold sage. And look at those foliage, guys. Aren't they pretty? This flower here is a bulb. It's the sea squill. It's so beautiful, guys. Look at that. To the left is an obelisk, and this is holding my problem rose here. It's the summer song. And I still didn't dig it out and plant it some other place because I'm still hoping that it will feel better there. It fits in this color palette. It's a burnt orange. It's a very beautiful form. But just like I said, I'm having problems with it. So I checked the web, but I didn't find any problems written there. So I'll probably dig it out and replant it. Maybe there's something under that I have to take care of. So guys, this is the reason why I really love this summer song rose. Look at the color. It's a burnt orange. It's not very common. Isn't it beautiful? So guys, the sun is coming out. There's still a lot of clouds up there, but it's really nice and warm. Under the Westernland rose are a few euonymus, emerald and gold that needs some forming, some trimming. Can probably do that tonight. So this is the view from the next lower level where I have my raised bed and my sitting area under the vines. I keep a pile of wood cuttings from the garden here for many years now to provide some space for a hedgehog family behind. So they live here for many years now. Here's the highest level of the garden. And I used to have the laurel here that was providing some shade here, but I took it off. And now some plants are suffering from it, of course. I was talking to my husband and we planned to put up a garden house here, maybe half garden house, half greenhouse, but we'd like to build it ourselves, so from scratch. So that will take a while. Right now, just like I said, some plants are suffering, like the daisy over here that needs partial shade. Look at the yellow stripe, guys. It's very happy here and it's very beautiful. I just love them, but it's a little bit invasive. So every 2 years I would take some plants out. Otherwise it will take over here. The shrubby plant in yellow is now starting to blossom. On this level are my herbs. This is my herb garden. It is enclosed with all kinds of perennials, and they look very happy here right now, except for some like the basils and the green onions and parsley that I actually planted in those planters, the red planters there. They were all eaten by the slugs. We have a lot of slugs this year. So I'll try again. They have a different substrate. They like it moist and a lot of nutrients. So I actually mounted those planters for that purpose. But just like I said, they're being eaten by the slugs. So let's talk about the herbs I have here. I have quite a few. I have 4 different kinds of thymes here. I have 4 different kinds of sage. I have some oreganos, some lemon marjoram. I have savory, hyssop, a curry plant, an olive plant. I have fennels, a very big rosemary bush that I have to trim very soon. I have wormwood that I just planted because of the blossoms for the pollinators. So I have creeping Jenny. That is edible. You can eat the foliage for your salad. I have my 2 lemon verbena here. They are not winter hardy, so I keep them in pots and bring them inside the house around October, November. And I use them a lot for my tea. So I just brought them here a few days ago, cleaned it, and just dug a hole and just put the pots in there. And also a first aid plant. Anyway, I'll try to focus in each and every herb, and yeah, just to show you what I have here. These herbs here with a very large foliage are the inula, or I think they call them elf dock also. They will be having very tall stalks with very beautiful bright yellow flowers very soon. So I have some oreganos here. And the light green foliage are the lemon marjoram. And to the back of the lemon marjoram are the savory. So there are more oreganos there, some lemon marjoram, and the curry plant. This one is the purple sage. Very beautiful foliage. Here is the olive plant. It's very intensive, so I use it very sparingly. And it's starting to have some blossoms now too. And I have a lot of creeping Jenny over here. I use them as ground coverings, and since you can eat the foliage also, I just keep them here in the herb garden. I also have a Breckland thyme there, I just saw. It's the small bush, which will be growing very fast. So that is the Breckland thyme, guys. And under it, with those very tiny foliage, those are the creeping thyme. To the right is my rosemary that is now finished blossoming, so I can actually start forming it. I'd like to trim it a little bit lower. And to the left and to the back are a few fennel plants. And there's one big asparagus there, guys, that I didn't plant. It's been there since we moved here, and I just keep it because I use it for flower arrangements. I just love the foliage, the structure, so I just keep it. This one here is the wormwood, and it's full of lice right now, guys, but I don't do anything about it. There are a few ladybugs that are now in the garden, so they'll take care of that. In the corner are a lot of strawberries. Those were my first strawberry plants. And just, like I said, I don't take care of them anymore, but they continue having strawberries, not very big ones, but very sweet. So when I have time, I will pick them up. And there are a few calendulas there now that started opening up, of course in orange and yellow. I'm having troubles here now because of the sun, but I hope I can show it to you. This is a lavender to the right, and to the left is a small French thyme, and to the front is a tarragon, I think. I'm not very sure, but it looks like a tarragon. I have to touch the foliage so I can smell it if it is. I am now on the highest level of the garden, northwesternmost corner, and this is my view. I'm now in the middle of the herb garden here, and it's so fragrant, guys. And everything is about to blossom, and I bet it will be full of pollinators in a few weeks. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have to do some errands today, so I'd like to say bye. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye now.